ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you to our very first annual SAICE Johannesburg Branch Regional Awards, happening tonight at the Blue Valley Golf and Country Estate, right here in Centurion. Now, before I begin, I would like to just say that each and every one of you look incredibly dashing tonight. And for all that effort, I think you guys need to give yourself a round of applause. Now, for those who do not know who I am, my name is Lehae Vaya, and for those who do know me, I am the familiar face of SAICE JHB TV, who you see on YouTube, or otherwise, I'm also one journalist that likes running after you to get an interview after every SAICE event. Now, before we begin with tonight's festivities, I would like to take this opportunity to acknowledge and to welcome our VIPs to this event. Now, to start off, I would like to give a warm welcome to current SAICE President, Mr. Sanjay Naika, and his wife, Mrs. Leshna Naika. Next up, I would love to give a warm welcome to SAICE CEO, Mr. Madlin Pillay, and his wife, Mrs. Eglin Pillay. And certainly last, but not least, of course, a warm welcome to COO of SAICE, Mr. Stephen Kaplan, and wife, Mrs. Heather Kaplan. Now, tonight is the night where we celebrate individuals and companies who have done a stellar job by changing people's lives for the better in the civil engineering industry. However, it's not just about celebrating the winners, but it is about celebrating yourself and everyone else around you for making a positive impact within the industry. Without you, Johannesburg would not be the first-class African city that it is known today. Now, another reason why we do celebrate is that the SAICE Johannesburg branch has definitely come a long way. Previously known as the SAICE Wits branch, the Johannesburg branch has begun a new era with new young graduates forming part of the new governance, bringing fresh and new perspectives and representing other young bloods across the country and across the city within the profession. Now, before we get on with the program and have ourselves an absolutely fantastic time, I would just like to get a few housekeeping rules out of the way. Now, first things first, please make sure that all phones are on silent. We wouldn't want you to switch them off because we know that you still want to take pictures and engage on social media. So please make sure that all your phones are on silent. Number two, if nature calls, you will find the restrooms as you exit the venue straight ahead to the left. And should you wish to go for a smoke break, there is a smoking area. And if you make your way through the exit, then turn to the right, and as you make your way outside towards the patio, then turn left. You will see the smoking area sign just outside on the sliding door. Now, this is for the winners, and before I start with that, I would like to call upon Sisanda to assist me with the demonstration of the winners' victory lap. Alright. So, this is for the winners. When your name gets called, you will be making your way up the stage by using the stage on your right, not mine. Your right, my left. You'll make your way up, and you will receive your certificate right over here. And once you're done, come stand in the center and smile for the camera. Don't be afraid to show that charming smile. And once you're done smiling for the camera with your certificate and enjoying your proud moment, please make sure that you exit towards stage left, which is my stage right. And important, make sure that you go around this section so that you don't interfere with any audio-visual equipment and make your way to your seat. As easy as that. Now, please do note, before I even continue, now while the victory lap is happening, please, and I repeat once more, please feel free to cheer and make some noise, especially if it's your colleague. You do want to show them that you're very proud of them, so feel free to make some noise and clap and be proud. Now moving further along, please note that at the end of the award ceremony, refreshments will be served. And lastly, to the young bloods, I hope you are taking note of this. If you do want to interact on social media, first things first, please make sure that you subscribe to the SAICE JHB TV channel on YouTube. And do make sure to follow SAICE JHB on Twitter, that is at SAICE_JHB. At SAICE_JHB. And on Instagram, it's at SAICE JHB, which is one word. And on Facebook, it's simply SAICE JHB. And please do not forget to include the hashtag for tonight, and that is hashtag SAICE JHB Awards 2017. And a little side note to the young bloods as well, no memes shall be created from this event, thanks in advance. Don't even try to use me out there, I will run after you. Now first up, I would like to call upon a SAICE JHB committee member who is currently completing her national diploma in civil engineering at the University of Johannesburg and is busy with her in-service training at a construction company that has sites from as far as Limpopo and Johannesburg. She is SAICE's JHB branch treasurer. She is Miss Standazile Star Dube.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You guys all look stunning. We can't organize a whole award ceremony and not show off what we've been doing throughout the year. SAICE JHB branch is not only the largest membership, but also represents the young members of the organization. Since the relaunch of the branch, we have taken the industry by storm with our fresh and innovative look on engineering. We strive to be a well-rounded branch, and what is a branch without community engagement? We adopted Metolong Children's Home in 2016, where we have done extensive renovations to improve the living conditions of over 40 children. We recently went to visit to drop off some food, served them lunch, and even did some face painting. You should have seen the joy on the faces. They have so far acquired more land, so the kids have more space to play. But one of the biggest struggles is a constant supply of food. So if you feel the need or they want to donate something, please visit our website and contact us, or go directly to the home, as every donation counts. In 2017, the branch has hosted several CPD accredited presentations, such as the very successful PwC tour and the Lafarge course on the concrete extenders and the effect of durability. The branch has proved that it's a force to be reckoned with as the course has been filled with over 60 delegates this year, which is the highest it's ever been. After winning Branch of the Year last year, we didn't have a choice but to step it up a notch. So we came up with SAICE TV, SAICE JHB Awards TV, which would serve as a means for us to share our events and other relevant information on YouTube and other social platforms. For those of you who haven't seen it, please subscribe, and when you have free time, watch the videos. One of the more exciting events we plan to have this year is our very first golf night. The event is still in the planning phase. However, we shall be knocking on your doors with partnerships and sponsorships real soon. So please don't uninstall your doorbells. We have a few more surprises coming your way. So I think it's best for you guys to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And don't forget to check out our revamped SAICE JHB branch website so you don't miss out. Thank you and enjoy the rest of the evening.
thank you so much to Standazile Stormwater for our welcome for tonight. And I guess it's safe to say that SAICE Johannesburg branch is alive and kicking. Now next up, I'd like to call upon a particular VIP. A VIP who is a business executive and civil engineer by profession. A few of his points of interest include leadership, general business management, and project management. And during his spare time, he is a guitarist and vocalist. Now please put your hands together for the CEO of SAICE, Mr. Klein.
So I'm not sure if I'm allowed to make comments like this, but I just love the MC. So for those of you who don't know, my wife is not here. Seriously, because she's busy at home with babies and that sort of thing. So good evening, colleagues and friends of the industry. It's a pleasure to be here this evening. At the outset, let me just get through all the formalities. And I just want to thank BMK and Varsity TV for the sterling effort in sponsoring the event this evening. BMK, I didn't see Brian, I didn't see Tennille. Where's Tennille? Tennille. There's Tennille there. Tennille, please thank Brian. Or is this came from the Joburg office? Is it? Okay, well done. Thanks very much. Rafiel, where's Rafiel? I'm seeing Rafiel, where? Oh, there you are there. Rafiel, you're a champion, man. Despite challenges in our industry, Rafiel was from Varsity TV. Interesting story. Rafiel was a civil engineering practitioner, and he is a bit of an entrepreneur, and he started this media company called Varsity TV. So well done, Rafiel. You're an example to those people that don't have work in our profession. So despite the challenges in our industry, we still delivered the projects that we will showcase this evening, and just thanks to BMK and Varsity TV for making that possible. Thank you very much. I also want to acknowledge the Johannesburg branch. With 3,225 members in the Joburg branch, this is the biggest branch in South Africa, SAICE branch in South Africa. And a third of that membership is young people under the age of 36. And that's quite significant. It's also an indication of where our profession is going if you look at the trends in terms of seniority and the juniors coming through. So where's all the students? I saw a lot of the students here. How are you guys doing? Is anybody else apart from UJ that's here? Oh, University of Pretoria is here, UJ is here. Okay, some of the guys from Pretoria. Alright, I also want to acknowledge the branch committee. Where are these young people, the branch committee? Just raise your hands, you don't have to stand up. You guys are also in the branch committee. Stand up, maybe just stand up, let people see who you guys are. Stand up and just take a turn, let people see you. Johan, you didn't stand up. What's going on? Is there anything on your head?
I'm doing the job.
Including Johan, I didn't do the calculation, I'm going to guess. Including Johan, the average age of this committee is probably around 25. I don't know. So, I called around this afternoon and to find out when last the Johannesburg branch event was actually hosted. And I was told it was sometime in the 1990s. I don't know if that's factual or not. But if that is true, you guys have done an awesome piece of work. Well done to you, the committee, for reigniting and bringing this back into being. I just want to tell you that the city of Johannesburg has planned to spend 65 billion rand from now until 2021. And Johannesburg is a global metropolis. I don't know if you know this already in terms of the population. 5 million people, almost 5 million people, from all over Africa and the rest of the world. And with the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, this is the seat for financial activity in Africa. About 10% of Africa's GDP. Mishka from my office is today, and this is all the facts that we managed to pull out for Johannesburg. And the Global Cities Study, it's an international study, it's called the Global Cities 2030 Study, predicts that Johannesburg will contribute 2.6 trillion rand to the African GDP by that time. And why am I telling you this? Because you, committee of 20-somethings, young people, you represent the image of civil engineering and the construction profession for this kind of city. Your work, don't take it lightly. I know you volunteer to do this sort of thing. You are that image for the city. And I must tell you, I like this image. Young, energetic, fresh, vibrant, multicultural, creative, and full of zeal for what the new South Africa is supposed to look like. So I honor you for occupying this infrastructure engineering space. Well done. And then I want to acknowledge the chairperson, Bradley Pata. Bradley, thank you for having me here this evening. I also want to recognize Sandra Naika. You know, this is a problem. When I was writing this, I was thinking, how am I going to put this down? And there's no other way except to say it. You've got a Pata, you've got a Naika, and you've got a Pele. And I don't know who said it, but I agree with whoever said it. You know, there's some people in this country that just give us a bad name. People of Indian heritage give us a bad name. Some people, you know what I mean. Some people, these people.
I was global border of South Africa.
I also see my friend here from varsity, Peter. Peter and I met at Wits and he said, I'm coming to this event, am I going to win something? And I said, yeah, if you hate me, I would have made sure. And ironically, that's what I want to talk about today. You know, the kind of corruption we are experiencing in our country is just unprecedented. Really, the kind of corruption that we're experiencing in our country is unprecedented. It's one thing for somebody to break into your house and steal a TV. But when somebody breaks into your house and beats you up and your family and pushes you into the back room and then makes you pay rent for that room, and then you discover that your housekeeper let them in, the person that you gave charge of keeping your house, you discover that that person let the bugger in. And that's just evil. That's just a different kind of corruption. On a totally other plane. But you know, not all Indians have shady friends in high places, doing dodgy deals. Many of us are just regular South Africans. We're trying to work hard, we're trying to make an honest living, Mr. President. We're trying to make a difference where we're placed. And I think most South Africans are that way. We're just trying to make a difference. So where are we going as a profession? Somewhere in the history of science and engineering, somebody calculated the amount of gas required to kill millions of people. Somebody sat at a desk and with great accuracy did mathematical calculations using Boyle's law. You guys remember that from varsity? Boyle's law? And the ideal gas equation. Remember that? To determine the amount of gas required to suffocate and murder 12,000 people in a tight, confined space every day. Somebody did that calculation. And this action was to be carried out in chambers and in furnaces that I imagine engineers design. I imagine civil engineers design. Now, as engineering professionals in the room, we probably estimate in our minds that we as individuals, as you seated there, we would not reach such insane heights of injustice or corruption, like build a death camp. But let's try another philosophical angle. A few days ago, Sandra, the SAICE president, and I, together with 3 other SAICE colleagues, were discussing the concept of every man has his price. And Tanil was also present in that discussion. And I say, oh dear, 3 Indians already. There was another Indian, that's 5 of us in total. And I posed the question, in a corrupt environment, if one could benefit R1 billion without having to follow the rules, would one engage? And only one of us said no. And the rest of us didn't believe it. We just smiled. And then I asked the question, if the price had to drop from R1 billion, at what stage will we say, no, I will not engage? At what stage? At what price? 500 million rand? Perhaps 100 million rand? How about R1 million rand? What about 100,000 rand? Moments were quiet, and then somebody said, intentionally or unintentionally said, 100,000 rand is too low. It wasn't me. And then the penny dropped. For the civil engineering profession, irrespective of who runs our companies these days, have we deteriorated to rationalize the prostitution of our profession? The President and I do branch visits nationwide. We visit on average probably about 15 branches nationwide. The kind of things we hear about our professionals is quite concerning. Corruption may well be in the corridors of Parliament or in some ministries, but I agree with Victor Frankl. Corruption is in the minds and the hearts of the engineers and the scientists too. It is a human condition. So where are we going? For this reason, I turn my attention to the young people. The graduates who have entered or are entering our profession. It is possible, young people, you will learn this very quickly. It is possible to live and work in a society where there is no social justice, where corruption is normal, and to still pretend that we are civilized and honest. For the seniors here, just think about apartheid. I'll say that again. It is possible to live and work in a society where there is no social justice and where corruption is normal and still pretend to be civilized and honest. Being a civil engineer is one of my life's greatest personal achievements. Young people, listen to me carefully because I'm targeting you. Every time I say that I am a civil engineer, there is a hint of integrity, prestige, and dignity associated with that professional title. I am a civil engineer. When you understand what it means, it eventually boils down to I provide infrastructure to better the lives of other people. I serve society. Some may mock me or laugh at me, but as the face and image of civil engineering practitioners in this country, as the leader of this magnificent, honorable, and sacred profession that is meant to serve society, it is my vision to influence and raise a generation of civil engineering practitioners, young leaders in modern South Africa. An industry full of us that will be known for our technical competence, innovation, business acumen, and high moral integrity. Until we reach a point in society that when anyone has any kind of work in the banking sector, in the schools, in the delivery of infrastructure, in any work that requires accuracy, trust, ethical values, professionalism, and reliability, where any task that summons for the services of men and women of honor. I want us to get to that stage where the petition should be, find me a civil engineer. That's where we are going. Find me a civil engineer. Thank you very much. We celebrate the projects in Johannesburg and Gauteng. Thank you for the opportunity and thank you for giving me a hearing. Enjoy the rest of the evening.
Wow, what a wow indeed. Major thanks goes out to the CEO of SAICE, Mr. Klein. You know, I was listening to your keynote address and I have to be honest, it made me think of one particular quote about the youth. And this was mentioned by the 32nd President of the United States, Mr. Franklin D. Roosevelt, and he said, "We cannot always build the future for our youth, but we can build our youth for the future." Now, time for some real fun. May the official awards ceremony begin. But before we begin, I would like to call up on stage the current president of SAICE, Mr. Sandra Naka, and SAICE JHB branch treasurer, Sthandazile Stormwater. Thank you very much. And just before we begin once more, a quick disclaimer regarding tonight's awards. It is highly vital that I note this disclaimer, that the judgment is done on the basis of the submission provided. If the submission does not contain sufficient technical detail, a project is not going to feature in a technical category. Therefore, a good PR submission usually lacks in technical information. And I introduce you to the first category of the evening. This category looks to honor and celebrate a project that answers challenging demands concerning structures that ensure efficient use of water in an innovative manner. I give you the category of the most outstanding project in water engineering.
In the category of the most outstanding project, water engineering, the nominees are Bruma Lake Rehabilitation Project. This project made use of a design that was formulated to fill in the lake basin and reconstruct the stream using a rip-rap line channel and grass floodway. The Bruma Lake design was based as much on aesthetic, sustainability and environmental consideration, as well as on the hard engineering requirements. Construction of Module 2 at the Welgedacht water care works. Welgedacht water care works is a regional facility constructed for the treatment of wastewater from domestic and industrial sources. Module 2 was designed to augment the treatment capacity of existing Module 1 plant with the second module of 50 megaliters per day. Construction works were completed in 50 months. Eastern Basin Acid Mine Drainage Project Short-Term Intervention. The submission highlights how the project exhibits a significant contribution in civil engineering to protecting the environment, application of sustainability in decision-making and project planning, excellence in design and functionality, and excellence in execution. In the category of the most outstanding project, water engineering, the finalists are: in third place, Bruma Lake Rehabilitation Project. Construction of Module 2 at the Welgedacht water care works. And the winner is Eastern Basin Acid Mine Drainage Project Short-Term Intervention.
Let us move on to the next category. Next up is the most outstanding project in transport engineering. This is an award where convenience, safety, efficiency, and innovation is key.
In the category of the most outstanding project, transportation engineering, the nominees are Zambezi Dynamic Express Lane and Toll Plaza Extension Project. Bach Dam operates portions of the N1 and N4 national highways on behalf of SAMRA. The Zambezi Ram Plaza formed part of the upgrade project. The objective was that registered e-tag holders would fast-track their drive time by using an exclusive e-tag land that exits directly from the highway without having to queue at the conventional plazas. The construction of Big Tribute Road and Stormwater from the Solbaki Township to Fisherville Township. The project comprised of the construction of 3.5 kilometers on the Turner roads, plus 2.5 kilometers of stormwater infrastructure in Solbaki Township, as well as the construction of the Tribute Road from Solbaki to Fisherville. Innovative solutions were required to resolve problems caused by illegal mining activities in the area. City Deep Kazerne Fried Hub Roads Upgrade. The City Deep Kazerne Fried Hub Roads Upgrade program involves the widening of Rushville Road and extension of Bonsmar Road to Heidelberg Road. The project included the widening of the 1.6 kilometer Johannesburg Road Agency Road, as well as the rehabilitation of the railway bridge over the road. A new intersection from Bonsmar Road onto Heidelberg Road was also constructed. Lehae Public Transport Facility. The Lehae Public Transport is a public transport facility in Lehae, Indonesia. The project addresses the general lack of proper public transport facilities in the township, whilst providing the residents of the beneficiary community with linkages to other neighboring townships and towns. In the category of the most outstanding project, transportation engineering, we have joint winners. And the winners are the construction of Niktubi Road and stormwater from Solbaki Township to Fisherville Township, and City Deep Kazerne Fried Hub Roads Upgrade.
Alright, let's move on to the next category. Now, in the most outstanding project in environmental engineering, the award looks to honour a project that puts conservation and sustainability first while allowing for originality.
In the category of the most outstanding project, environmental engineering, the nominees are Bruma Lake Rehabilitation Project. This project made use of a design that was formulated to fill in the lake basin and reconstruct the stream using a riprap-like channel and grass floodway. The Bruma Lake design was based as much on aesthetic, sustainability and environmental consideration, as well as on the hard engineering requirements. Diversion of solid waste away from landfills in 6 municipalities in South Africa. The diversion of municipal solid waste away from landfills in 6 municipalities in South Africa is a flagship project between the South African National Department of Environmental Affairs and the Deutsche Gesellschaft für internationale Zusammenarbeit. Over a 12-month time span, the team prepared 6 locally appropriate feasibility studies, business and implementation plans that would allow the municipalities to divert waste from their landfill sites to achieve major reductions in greenhouse gas emissions. Urgent stormwater improvements in Klein Juksei River. This environmental project aims at providing a solution to protect the houses that are located along the Klein Juksei River from flooding. The project implements ways to prevent further deterioration of the banks of the river by applying stormwater calming measures. The project provides a solution that is compliant to environmental regulations. In the category of the most outstanding project, environmental engineering, the winner is Diversion of Solid Waste Away from Landfills in 6 municipalities in South Africa.
For making sure that the structure is state-of-the-art to ensure that daily activities by the people are made easier.
In the category of the most outstanding project, structural engineering, the nominees are Rea Vaya Cable Stay Bridge. The project forms part of the route for the Rea Vaya BRT system and provides a direct link to the route on both sides of the N1. The 271-meter-long bridge structure extends from Cattle Street in Sandton across the M1 highway and onto Lee Street in Wynberg, forming the backbone of Johannesburg's second new corridor of freedom. The bridge will accommodate pedestrians, cyclists, and the Rea Vaya buses by providing additional lanes and wider sidewalks. PwC Tower. The PwC Tower comprises 45,000 meters squared of modern offices designed to house 3,500 PwC employees. Situated on a high point in a waterfall city, it is the tallest structure in the corridor between Sandton CBD and Pretoria/Tshwane CBD. It stands testimony to the skill and innovation found in South Africa's built environment fraternity. In the category of the most outstanding project, structural engineering, the highly commended award goes to PwC Tower.
speaker, Robert S.
And
Sharma.
the winner is...
Talk about competition, indeed. Alright, let me start that from the bottom. Shut up. So, there is once said by Canadian writer and leadership speaker Robert S. Sharma that leadership is not about a title or a designation. It's about impact, influence, and inspiration. Impact involves getting results. Influence is about spreading the passion you have for your work. And you have to inspire your teammates and customers. The same applies in ensuring that a project is well planned and well executed by the team behind it. The award in the most outstanding project in project management and construction.
And the winner is... Rea Vaya Cable Stay Bridge.
Right, seems like I made a little bit of an error. My sincere apologies on that. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the next category is most outstanding. Gosh, I think I just pulled a Steve Harvey moment. Alright, it's the most outstanding civil engineering project in project management and construction.
In the category of the most outstanding project, project management and construction, the nominees are Kasane International Airport New Terminal Building. The main objective of the project was to cater for future growth of the airport as well as increase in the capacity to allow for more frequent international flights into the tourist hub of the Chobe district and town of Kasane. This required various airside works and ancillary buildings to be constructed, with the main upgrade being a new airport terminal building encompassing a new air traffic control tower. During construction, the airport was required to be fully operational. The now Napiers Extension 22 development is a flagship project initiated in 2007 as part of the Comprehensive Human Settlement Plan. The project plans to address the substantial demand for housing and infrastructure services affecting the low and middle income housing market. One of the main goals was to provide a substantial town which caters for the needs of the residents while ensuring the town will thrive socially and economically. A total of 550 rental units and 1,330 low-cost houses will be built. In the category of the most outstanding project, project management and construction, the winner is Kasane International Airport New Terminal Building. In the category of the most outstanding civil engineering achievement, community-based, the nominees are The now Maypier's Extension 22 development is a flagship project initiated in 2007 as part of the Comprehensive Human Settlement Plan. The project plans to address the substantial demand for housing and infrastructure services affecting the low and middle income housing market. One of the main goals was to provide a substantial town which caters for the needs of the residents while ensuring the town will thrive socially and economically. A total of 550 rental units and 1,330 low-cost houses will be built. Lehae Public Transport Facility. The Lehae Public Transport is a public transport facility in Lehae, Malaysia. The project addresses the general lack of proper public transport facilities in the township, whilst providing the residents of the beneficiary community with linkages to other neighboring townships and towns. In the category of the most outstanding civil engineering achievement, community-based, the winner is now Maypier's Extension 22. In the category of the most outstanding civil engineering achievement, international, the nominees are Kasane International Airport, new terminal building. The main objective of the project was to cater for future growth of the airport as well as increase in the capacity to allow for more frequent international flights into the tourist hub of the Chobe district and town of Kasane. This required various airside works and ancillary buildings to be constructed, with the main upgrade being a new airport terminal building encompassing a new air traffic control tower. During construction, the airport was required to be fully operational. Mizingani Sea Wall. The Mizingani Sea Wall project focuses on the rehabilitation of 340 meters of the remaining seawall adjacent to Stone Town along Mizingani Road, Zanzibar. The project forms part of the Zanzibar Urban Service Projects, which is directed at the development and upgrade of selected urban infrastructure within Zanzibar urban area and enhancing the environment at public locations within Stone Town. Rehabilitation of the Bach Dam asphaltic lining. The notorious Bach Dam, situated in the Juksei region in central Namibia, required a new bituminous sea level to replace the asphalt seal that had become brittle due to age and lack of maintenance. The purpose of the project was to rehabilitate the condition of the Bach Dam. Metolong Dam. The Metolong Dam is located in a deeply incised gorge of the South Putiatsana River in Lesotho in the Maseru district. The project comprised the construction of a roller-compacted concrete gravity dam, along with a pump station downstream of the dam on the right bank. The pump station was designed for an ultimate pumping capacity of 2.40 cubic meters per second. In the category of the most outstanding civil engineering achievement, international, the winner is Metolong Dam.
Engineers like to solve problems. If there are no problems handily available, they will create their own problems. But the good news in that is tonight, those individuals will be getting rewarded for that in the subcategories within the most outstanding individuals in Civil Engineering of the Year category.
Most outstanding individuals in Civil Engineering of the Year. In the category of the Young Technologist of the Year, the awardee of this category obtained his National Diploma in Civil Engineering from the Vaal University of Technology in 2008 and his B.Tech in Structural Engineering from the same institute in 2012. His expertise is backed up by substantial site experience and ample design experience. And the winner of the Young Technologist of the Year is Tapelo Dibakwan. In the category of the Young Engineer of the Year, the nominees are Robert Klein. Robert graduated from the University of Stellenbosch in 2006 and registered as Professional Engineer with ECSA in 2013. After graduating, he has worked exclusively in the fields of dams and hydropower and was mentored by the leading specialist dam engineers in the industry since that time. With over a decade experience in this specialist field, he has attained direct knowledge and expertise in the design and construction supervision of significant dam structures, demonstrated by his involvement in several international award-winning dam projects. He has developed steadfastly and has recently been appointed as lead engineer in dams and hydro. Elizabeth Louisa van Vieren. Elizabeth is a young professional engineer who obtained her bachelor's degree in civil engineering in 2009. Thereafter, she furthered her studies and completed her master's degree in engineering management in 2013. In her first 5 years of working, she has fulfilled the role of a project manager, resident engineer, and estimator for a civil construction contractor. During 2011/2012, she managed the civil division projects from project initiation to closure. In 2014, she joined GIB and became involved in structural and hydraulic designs as well as project management. She is currently assisting management of various projects located in Lesotho, one of which is the construction of Metolong Dam and raw water pump station. In the category of the Young Engineer of the Year, the highly commended award goes to Elizabeth Louisa van Vieren. And the winner is Robert Klein.
Unfortunately, Robert Klein is not available tonight, but a representative on his behalf is more than welcome to say a few words in his certificate. Yes, keep on forward.
In the category of the Project Manager of the Year, the awardee started his career working for a contractor, and through this experience he was given first-hand experience of managing construction civil engineering projects as a complete business. From material procurement, site supervision, client liaison, record keeping, and project management was done through the site agent function. This experience gave him valuable insight into the construction industry and practical mentorship from Bala Naidu, owner of BM Projects, who gave him a solid foundation for the rest of his career. He joined Oricon in 2016 as a lateral hire by Gustav Weich, another of his mentors. And the winner for the Project Manager of the Year is Denzel Modere.
That is absolutely fantastic. Please come on. Thank you very much.
In the category of the Engineer of the Year, the awardee has extensive experience spanning over 18 years of sheer commitment and dedication. He holds a BSc in Civil Engineering that he obtained in 1997 at WITS. He obtained a postgraduate diploma in engineering that was completed in 2001. His involvement in the profession started in 1998, where he was responsible for designs of mine tailings and reticulation dams. He established Liqua Consulting Engineers that has progressively contributed to the built environment sector through significant and highly technical infrastructure projects. His vast experience covers business development and technical solutions. He has overseen projects within the built environment arena, township development, property development, and facilities management. And the winner of the Engineer of the Year is Kibiti Mordecai Chumayelo.
Unfortunately, Mr. Kibiti Chumayelo is not here tonight, but a representative from Lehae will be taking the certificate on his behalf. Now we wrap up the awards ceremony with our final category, the most outstanding civil engineering achievement, technical excellence. Now for those who are fans of music awards, this is the best record of the year category in civil engineering. The only difference is no SMSs are allowed for this one. Sorry guys.
In the category of the most outstanding civil engineering achievement, technical excellence, the nominees are construction of Module 2 at the Welgedacht Watercare Works. Welgedacht Watercare Works is a regional facility constructed for the treatment of wastewater for domestic and industrial sources. Module 2 was designed to augment the treatment capacity of the existing Module 1 plant with a second module of 50 megaliters per day. Construction works were completed in 50 months. Eastern Basin Acid Mine Drainage Project Short-Term Intervention. The submission highlights how the project exhibits a significant contribution in civil engineering to protecting the environment, application of sustainability in decision-making and project planning, excellence in design and functionality, and excellence in execution. Mall of Africa. The Mall of Africa is the largest shopping mall ever built in a single phase in South Africa, with over 130,000 meters squared of retail space and a gross building area of 485,000 meters squared. Construction commenced in October 2012 and was completed in April 2016, allowing a construction period of only 32 months to complete the brass building area. Zambezi Dynamic Express Lane and Toll Plaza Extension Project. Bach Dam now operates portions of the N1 and N4 national highways on behalf of SANRA. The Zambezi Ram Plaza formed part on the upgrade project. The objective was that registered e-tag holders could fast-track their drive time by using an exclusive e-tag land that exits directly from the highway without having to queue at the conventional plazas. The PwC Tower. The PwC Tower comprises 45,000 meters squared of modern offices designed to house 3,500 PwC employees. Situated on a high point in Waterfall City, it is the tallest structure in the corridor between Sandton CBD and Pretoria/Tshwane CBD. It stands testimony to the skill and innovation found in South Africa's built environment fraternity. Bruma Lake Rehabilitation Project. This project made use of a design that was formulated to fill in the lake basin and reconstruct the stream using a rip-rap line channel and grass floodway. The Bruma Lake design was based as much on aesthetic, sustainability and environmental consideration, as well as on the hard engineering requirements. For the most outstanding civil engineering achievement, technical excellence, the finalists are: in third place, Bruma Lake Rehabilitation Project. In second place, construction of Module 2 at the Welgedacht Water Care Works. And the winner is Eastern Basin Acid Mine Drainage Project Short-Term Intervention.
As they would always say on social media, is a party. Now we've come to the end of tonight's awards ceremony for this year. Major congratulations to all the winners and the nominees, and may you take the civil engineering industry to greater heights than you ever have before. Now I'd like to call upon SAICE JHB committee member Susana Jubele to give no vote of thanks for this evening.
Afternoon, everyone. First and foremost, I'd like to congratulate all the participants and the winners as well. We thank you very much. because without your submissions, we wouldn't have an award show today. I don't know if anyone has taken note, but this is the first award show that had to be done by each branch. Technical glitches aside, I'd like to congratulate the team on a very well done event, and I'd like to thank you all for being here again. I'd like to thank the judges who volunteered to adjudicate the submissions as well. And a special thank you to Sandra Naika, the 2017 SAICE President. Thank you very much for blessing us with your presence. Maglan Pillay, the SAICE CEO, thank you once again, sir. Stephen Kaplan, the SAICE COO, thank you for being with us today. And I know that Maglan asked us to stand in the beginning, but I'd ask the SAICE branch to just stand up one more time, just that everyone can see you, and I'd like to thank you all once again. SAICE branch, just stand up. So everyone can see you. As well. I think there was another layer. Prior to me saying thank you and we carry on with the eats outside, I'd just like to call up Debbie. I believe there is a prize of some sort to be given. The bowl is this side.
Thank you so much, Sandra. Now, to just give you more details on tonight's giveaway, I felt like being Oprah Winfrey just for a bit before I let you all go. So, under your seat, expect a unique number, not a gift, a unique number. Has anyone found it yet? Okay, I see there's one. Alright, okay, alright. If I see those unique numbers. And it's only on certain seats, unfortunately. If you didn't make the cut, I'm so sorry. Okay, so by show of cards, who has their unique numbers? Alright, that's quite a majority, that's impressive. Fantastic. Now for the most exciting part. Guys, you haven't done it. Easy. Okay. So, what's going to happen right now is Debbie is going to draw a unique number, and if that unique number that's being drawn matches with yours, you are automatically a winner, and you win a gift. Here we are. It's an amazing gift. It's the kind of gift that you want to use to support yourself.
Number 49.
Number 49. Gift hamper. That's amazing. Don't you maybe want to share with me? Just kidding. But congratulations nonetheless, and I hope that you do enjoy your gift hamper. And now we have officially reached the end of the award ceremony for this year, and this was our very first one for SAICE Johannesburg branch. Thank you to all the guests, the winners and nominees for attending tonight's event. But do make sure to catch the highlights of tonight's event on SAICE JHB TV on YouTube. And also, I don't need to bring in my own agendas, but do make sure to follow at Buhle the Voice at Twitter and on Instagram. With that being said, for myself, Buhle Tatwayo, aka Buhle the Voice, it's good night and let the feast begin.